Welcome to the final week in the story, Life After Death, where Clever shared his story about his wife Patricia, the sudden death, the life they had in Zimbabwe, the journey to Cayman, her death in Cayman, and the journey he took to take her back to Zimbabwe to put her to rest. The journey he took from Zimbabwe back to Cayman all by himself, and the help he got, the help from not only his friends, pastor, and professional help, but also the faith he found in God and that kept him, and also the fact that he asked himself the question, what would Patricia want for Clever? And it was only the best. So now we're going to hear how Clever answered that question and found himself in a place where he could actually pick up the pieces and start life all over again. And here's where we say life after death. Clever. Life after death.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Ingrid, and thanks again for having me on Let's Get Loud.
Yes.
Indeed, it's important to be loud and help someone out there.
Yes.
So, for the longest time, I did not want another marriage.
Wow. And why is that? Was there some fear?
I was afraid of losing the person. That fear gripped me because I couldn't see myself going through the same experience ever again. I just told myself, if this is to happen to me again, like I'm finished. And I was so scared. But that didn't stop me from dating, right? I was dating.
Interesting.
I was.
You were dating, but you didn't want marriage.
But marriage was like, no. But I knew in my doubt deep down that I don't want to die alone.
Oh.
Well, let me not say die alone, but I don't want to grow
old alone.
And
you didn't become the player now, did you?
No.
Oh, good boy.
Good
boy.
No, I did
Patricia
not.
would have been disappointed.
No, you should have been. No, I wasn't. And I never intended to be because even though my dad didn't teach me that, this is how you handle a woman in your life.
Right.
But one thing I grew to admire him about is him being a family man. And he was such a very good example.
Wow.
I wanted to be a family man. I've always wanted to be a family man. This came, yes, but that's not what I had seen myself going through. I was going to be a man with his family, and then as time goes, I don't know whether I'm the first one to go or she is, but like, how do you have a life first? But it didn't happen that way. So fear was creeping, like literally holding on to me. And I remember I was in a relationship where the lady was just having constant headaches.
Oh no.
And sometimes those headaches could put her down. I was scared. And what did I do?
Run.
I ran.
Oh God.
I ran. And so I remember I got to a point where I got so paranoid. And I think it was a healing process. I got so paranoid that when I started talking to somebody, I would want to know in history, like their family, what are the illnesses they have? Do they have anything that is constant? I really wanted to know. Like I would ask, and even if I ask, I'll ask again. So what are the diseases in the family? Like what really do you struggle with? Like those questions.
Those are not nice questions for dating.
Oh, they are not at all. They are not. But. To be honest, obviously, there are questions that would push someone away, and some I know for a fact that some people that I was trying to get close to actually had to just say no, can't deal with this, can't do this. And then I go to a stage where when I get to know somebody, I will talk so much about what I went through.
Oh
And
no.
again,
You pulled the baggage with you.
and again,
Wow.
it was a turn off. And I know for a fact that there are people who are like, nah. But to be honest, like when I look at it, it was all um, helping me to heal.
Heal.
I mean, it might be an unfortunate for someone when they look at it, be like, so you actually kind of using someone, asking those questions and doing this when maybe this person had actually seen you something in you and they were really interested in you,
Right.
but then you bring it in and then boom, either it's a turn off or because I mean, I have been also in the situation where when I ask and then I see, everything and I'm like, no, I think there are very good chances that this might end up being a repeat.
Serious,
So no,
Grandma?
I'm out.
Oh no.
I'm out. I'm out. Yeah. So it was a struggle for the I would say because I kind of started dating after a year or so. That's when I kind of start talking and trying to get close um, to some people, and then so it went on until uh, 7 years. The idea of getting married wasn't really in me, and in the process, I had a very beautiful daughter that I love
Yes,
so
I
much.
know.
She actually changed. I would say maybe she changed a lot about my perspective of things.
How so?
Because she gave me a meaning to life. She gave me that reason I needed to wake up and go to work. She gave me the reason of being effectively. She gave me the reason why I shouldn't be a player, even if it comes and then we're talking with the boys and this. Exactly, I shouldn't be paranoid. She did, and yeah, that girl, she changed a lot out of me. And I'm grateful of having her. And so in 2018, that's when I met her. It was one day, just when I say let's go, because we work together at KPMG, and so I remember it was.
So you came right back home, KPMG.
Yes,
Ooh,
for
dear.
some reason,
Ooh,
right?
dear.
So I remember I was just sitting on my couch and I was so tired. It was on the 31st of March, and this is when we sign off lots of audits, and they were out and they were like, yeah. So I remember it was about 8, I think it was around 8 p.m.
Yeah.
And then I just text them like, hey, are you busy? Do you wanna go out for ice cream? Actually, I asked for, ice cream. It's like, hey, ice cream? No. If you wanna go for a drink, yes, but not ice cream.
Oh,
Nah.
Lord.
So I'm like, okay, you know what?
Yeah.
Let's go for a drink. Right? Why not? So anyway, we ended up going to Real Palms, and yes, I had a blast. I was feeling down and out and worn out from 3 months of being busy.
Yeah.
But that day I had fun. We danced the whole night out. I think we went home like 2 a.m. That's when we left. Actually, yeah, when they were closing. So and when we're talking, she's not judgmental. Like when we speak, like I'm like, I've never seen like this. And she's funny, she would say things and we would laugh and we would joke. Literally the entire time. I don't remember, being quiet or getting bored and time is just going too slow. Can we just go home? Anything, like literally.
So that was in with previous dates that you had. If you got bored and tired.
I struggled. I would say I think the long and short of it is I struggled and yeah, I struggled. But with her, we just connected. I'm like, it's as if I've seen you and known you for years. So anyway, obviously there was, when good things happen, there's a repeat date. Now it's not over a drink, it's now over a meal. And then it go to let's just go hang out at Kamana Bay, and
maybe you got some ice cream eventually.
Then we did for sure. Yeah. So I think from there,
Mm.
we just connected so much, and Heather became a part of me. I just couldn't see myself without her.
Wow.
And to be honest, I didn't want to hunt anymore. Like I was like, no more.
No
You know,
more.
like
The hunter in
like
you stopped.
exactly like
The lion stopped roaring.
it stopped, and I just wanted to start living a life, and I was just also looking at my age. I'm like,
Hmm.
I can't get to 40 and I'm still hunting for someone to spend a life with.
Yeah.
No.
And you're getting
Um,
old now.
exactly. I
Right. You don't
have.
want to grow old alone.
No, exactly. So, yeah. So I really, so I saw it, to be honest, like she was. And so there are some things that just connected us together. And she told me like a story about her life
Yeah.
that made both of us cry.
Oh, wow.
And
We won't ask you the
and
story. That's your
yeah, yeah,
story.
that's for sure. And I'm not gonna say it,
Yeah.
right? And what actually like happened after that? She told me is like I never told this to anyone, even my previous relationship. I never got to be so comfortable to say this, and I think we've just been together for like I think 2 weeks. It's like my previous one, I was in that relationship for 5 years,
Yeah.
right? But I never got to a point where I would feel this comfortable. And they just told me, this is it. This is the person I need to be with.
Wow.
She's smart. She's beautiful.
Yeah.
She's just the kind of a woman I want to be with. She's, like when you see like the cut is right,
Oh, Lord.
the right size,
Oh, yeah.
like just everything all together. I'm like, right. And she cooked good as well. My goodness.
You found somebody to take care of you.
My
That's
goodness.
what happened.
And she does. Honestly, she
See?
does. She does.
So you were back to clever again.
I felt like I found myself again. And most importantly, she loved my little girl like in a way that I cannot even explain. I remember like my little girl would like, so I would bring her sometimes to work, right? And she'll be like, I want to go see aunt. I want to go to aunt. I'm like, okay, you want to go to see auntie? Okay, let's go. So would go to her desk as soon as I opened the door because she knew exactly where she sits.
Wow.
She would scream so much so that everyone in office would get up and she would just go into it. And it was, the relationship was just unbelievable. And they just, getting so close. And that just confirmed my
Make it
decision. I'm like,
easier.
the easiest that it could ever get, right? Because to be honest, right, I try to, you know, get close to somebody and then you tell them that you have a child and then they start questioning like answers that like questions that you're like, okay, guys, I mean, is this still a relationship or now it's a detective work that we're doing here? But I never had any single question from Heather. None.
Wow.
She didn't even ask. So with the mom, are you still? Do you?
Nothing.
No. Nothing. So um, um, long and short, I told you I'm going to because in Zimbabwe we pay bride price.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So I just told you I'm going to pay the bride price in December. So
really? So what's the bride price?
bride price is it's so.
How much did you pay for Heather? Or what?
It varies. It varies. Or it's income. It's cash plus cows and other things, groceries. Yeah, that's more like our tradition, right? So they would just say what they want. And it's a negotiation process. So like you're not really buying, but you're just appreciating to the parents, the person that you're
how
getting.
much
That
cows was she worth, baby?
I think, well, to be honest, I think I had to add a couple more because I really appreciate her.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I feel like adding more to what I have paid, she worth is that much. Yeah. So I think it was about 8 of them, and I wanted to make them 10, and some cash, which I was very happy to pay, and that's just how she had such an impact on me, and since then she's an amazing woman, and I would say she had made me forgotten the tough experiences that I've gone through, and she's supportive. She's supportive. I mean,
Oh,
I've
hold
had,
on. Out of curiosity, you didn't ask her about any illness in her family, did you?
no, I did not.
Look at that. Look at that.
No, I did not.
You were swept right off your
Exactly.
feet.
Yeah.
You didn't even realize what hit you.
I did not. And then you know what? Here's the other thing, right?
Yeah.
Heather is she's athletic. She loves running. I like running.
Yeah.
So there were days when we'd go for runs. We'd just run and she would challenge me. And I'm like, girl, you're actually challenging me. You're running. So and then obviously in other talks, then you realize, oh no, nothing. She's fish is strong. And to be honest, like she just made me forget of all the fears that I had. She did.
Was it her demeanor? What was it that calmed you?
I think it's the connection we had right from the
Yeah.
first. Like even now, when we talk about it, I'm like, if I had an opportunity, I would have even go and paid bride price on the very day that I met you. Like I didn't need to sit down and say, I want to know, the very usual talk that we're like,
Right.
do you know him?
Yeah.
Do you know her?
Right,
Do you
right,
need to
right.
take time to know her? You need at least 2 years to know her. I didn't need that for her. Like it just comes in together. And to be honest, even your family are very amazing people. I've gotten to grow to love them. Oh, they love me like big time.
You sound
They
too
do.
spoiled now. You sound too spoiled.
To be honest, I think I am. But
I love it. I love the honesty. To be honest, I think I am.
yeah. So when I look into all this, I think the wait that I did, um, the 6 7 years that I had to wait for me to get married again, they helped me to regroup myself, to grow, because I've grown a lot. Like there are things that young marriages struggle with. I don't see it in my marriage, and I think part of it is because and I'm going to say this. Some of those struggles is the man. Is the man who is the problem. Is the
Dear.
man.
We will not go there.
But he still wants to be
Let
to
the
live
man say it.
to live life as if he's too single, and when he is not, and those kind of things. We have no those struggles, and we have no jealousy struggles in my marriage. Heather trust me, I trust you, and we are all good, and we are happy.
You're a
And
family man now.
yes,
Because
what
you got
what
an
I've been
addition.
exactly. We had our little girl, and she's growing up very fast,
Very fast.
like faster than we actually
Yeah.
would want. But hey, we take it,
Good
take it
hugger
in.
too.
Oh, a very good one, and she smiles like that as well.
I know.
Yeah. So Ingrid, when you see me smiling, it's a genuine smile of happiness. And I think my demeanor, it gets better when I'm in an environment like that. And my wife is such a supportive woman, um, and she's such a blessing to me, and she really like just added for me. She added a reason for being. She added me a reason for me to come to work, and and even if I have to work hard, I know I'm doing it for my family, for my wife. She is such a wonderful woman, and she's part of me. Like it's as if I can't see my life without her. So I just pray that she lives long enough
Of course,
for us to grow old.
old together,
Exactly,
man. You grow old
exactly.
together.
Yeah. So
that I'm sure
yeah.
of.
So in short, and maybe more of concluding remarks, I would say yes. I've gone through some dark times in my life where um, I couldn't see myself getting up again. I felt that like I've been there, I've been down there, right? But I think faith, support system, a strong professional help, and just yeah, again, falling in under faith, understanding that you can be mad, you can be mad, you can be disappointed in God.
Yes.
He knows it better. We may not understand, we may not appreciate the reasons, but he knows it better. Just trust him and blindly trust God. I think that's what I had to do. All those, they made me continue walking. Even when I knew I was walking in hell, I kept going until I started seeing light. Yes. With all that, and then accepting and understanding. And to be honest, even though I was, when I was trying to date, I knew some of those things were a turn off. But I understood. I didn't get frustrated and give up, but I just kept trying, and I knew someone. I can't live out a friend of mine who told me that, hey, when you find that person, all these stories of I want to know here, I want this, I want this, you won't even ask.
And you didn't.
And I didn't.
You didn't.
She said it, and honestly, like that waiting and that, and if there's someone out there where you've been in and then you lost your better half, give yourself time. I think if you wait for 15 years, you might struggle.
Yeah.
You might struggle. I wouldn't wait that long, but get out of that box, try it. You're gonna make some stumbles. You're gonna make maybe some mistakes, but don't wait too long in that box, of inaction. And then you can find someone that can understand where you've been and also go through that journey. Because I'll be honest, so many times I've said to Heather that, hey, I'm a broken vessel. I've been through stuff. So you know what I've been through, like, because I've told you the whole story, right? She knows, you know what I've been through. And there are times when I might be irrational in my behavior. I just need you to hold my hand and support me. And she told me as well that, hey, I've been through some crazy stuff. And the story she told me and whatever, and so we know each other. When I realize this is not yet okay, I just support her. Like, hey, come here. I'm going to give you a good hug. Come here. Or, you know what? Let's go have an ice cream.
Ice cream. Oh, she goes for ice cream.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, right?
Yeah, exactly. And then the interesting thing is, we have one restaurant that where I'm not gonna say it because I'm not advertising.
Right.
That restaurant does amazing dessert for us. We love their dessert, and so sometimes we eat our meal at home, and then we go for dessert just for that dessert. Yeah, and then it helped just to keep us together, and that is the life that I've always wanted.
Family man.
The family man, where I have a family, and when I go home, I know I'm going back to my family, and they are waiting for me. So, on those words, Ingrid, thank you very much for having me on. I hope someone got encouraged out there.
Yes.
It can happen. You can get off it, and you can keep going.
Yes.
You can.
It's like riding a bicycle.
Exactly.
You get on it, you drop off, but then you get back on, and before you know it,
you are doing it.
You're doing it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Clever. Thank you so much again. God bless you for sharing your story. And as he said, for you listening, someone out there, I hope his story provided you with the hope you need, that you know you can and you will find love again. So until next time, stay tuned, keep watching, keep sharing, and let's get loud on the things that people suffer in silence about. Thank you.